Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me again today. During this session, I'll be continuing my work on wyvern and specifically on the loopback connections that just unfortunately happen to be overlapping. But I believe we're getting close to resolving this problem. We just, in the traditional manner, took a very long detour to first extract unit tests, introduce a unit test project to wyvern, and I feel we're finally getting ready to actually implement the logic governing the new loopback path. So I hope you have your drink of choice ready. Oh, actually, I don't have any coffee or tea ready for myself, but it's fine. I can probably take a break in a little second and make something for myself. I hope you're ready. And let's start coding. Here, I left a little bit of a to-do for myself, what to do during this session. And I started working on it slowly off camera. So now we have the return type changed from one-dimensional list of points to two-dimensional list of points. The input was introduced. Does it build? It should be building. Yes, and finally, let us append the new connection to the input. So we have existing loopbacks. And here, and here, another connection. And empty. Why do we return empty? Oh, it's. I thought about it a while ago, but I forgot, and now it just came back to me. It's very nice to see mempty acting as an empty tuple of diagram and list of points. That is very nice. It builds. So now the solution builds, but the test shouldn't. Yes. There should be many problems. So we need to provide this function with the list of existing loopbacks, which should be simple for these. Pending test 3. We can also give it an empty list, but here loopback connections should accept a different list. So let's just make sure it compiles and runs. Hold on. I think I messed up the build. Let's remove all this and rebuild. So the problem is the build passes, but incorrectly. The test does not pass, and it's the test that does the build. Very weird. Failed to build wyvern. So we messed something up. Let's see. Ice unit diagrams, containers. And it should also be lib, I think. Main. Oh no, everything is fine. It's just that main does not depend on that part of skewer block, I believe. Okay, let's not overreact. Let's do... Oh, sorry. Should that break the build? Should. Uh-huh. I think I know what is wrong. H-lint and Ormolu will leave alone. Test. Yep. So now the build should fail. Yes. Apologies. Okay. Now. Let's start fixing the problems. So from here, okay. So here we'll need to pass a collection of existing connections. So for now, let's just pass in an empty list. $77. Now 104. So now we'll have to do some renaming here. Because that collection is going to be provided by render additional connection function. So that's renamed. We're folding over all skewer blocks. So this is the lambda accumulator. Let's just quickly check the source. Here. I don't believe this is necessary. Because this is always empty. We don't need that. No, we do need that. So inner loopback connections. Let's copy this entire function. I don't trust myself. Okay. Okay. Now 75. We're back to square one. But maybe not necessarily. And this guy gets a 0. Let's just leave a comment. Line 100. 100. So we don't need to worry about the inner loopback connections. That is fine. Loopback connection that comes from here. Will be empty for now. We'll just copy the to-do. And now loopback connections. Will be linked with inner loopback connections. So for now, maybe let's ignore inner loopback connections and we'll put it in to-do number 2. This is also something that I found in the comments yesterday. Limbo. For Lexer, an app. Okay, so probably before we start implementing new logic, we have to do some homework with tests. So first, let's start using head as suggested by agelint, I believe. I'm not sure that indentation knows what it's doing. Not that I'm much different, but 54. $54. Description point, then head. That works. Ah. I think indentation broke everything. Either that or my talent broke everything. Perfect. Now let's see those warnings. So do you or do you not want me to use head? That's fine. What is important is that it passes. Oh, actually. So now the test should fail because we're expecting 2 connections here. Expected 1, but got 2. Updated loopback connections. Now we expect 2. Beautiful stuff. So finally, I don't think we'll squeeze much into today's session, but let's just start thinking out loud what to do with this render function. Of course, these to-dos are done. Okay, so now we need to also apply the same pattern of providing existing connections or existing loopback connections to the render function. And now we're no longer passing an empty list here, and here. Luckily, we only call it in 2 places. So for the time being, let's pass an empty list here and here. Okay. So I think this is good enough for now. We'll be propagating this connection further up the chain. Let's see how many functions we still have left. We have render additional connection, render prime, render, and render icons. So Maybe let's do just that. We still have a little bit of time. Ugh. Fork. So this is the existing connections. So the render function all the way up here will have to get a list of existing connections. Which, oh no, that's the wrong function. Here. We already have it in the type signature for the return type, which is good. Okay. And this is going to be ignored for actions. It's going to be ignored for headlines, for address blocks, but not for forks. So a fork. Let's break down a bit. No. This also gets existing loopbacks. And finally, line 111. Render icons. For now, it's going to get an empty list, or empty list of lists in that case. Perfect. Right. So this is rendering a single skewer, if I'm not mistaken. Render single skewer. So single skewer will have to maintain a collection of existing connections here somewhere, but we'll figure this out during future sessions. In the meantime, I think this is a good place to wrap the session up for today. So I thank you all for your attention today. I wish you a fantastic day and take care. See you later.